You know, we all like to think we're being smart with our money, but what if some of our best habits are actually holding us back? Today, we're going to dive into two really powerful mindsets about money. And trust me, understanding the difference could completely change your financial future.
Okay, I want you to picture this. In fact, you've probably lived this. You see the gas is just a little bit cheaper on the other side of town. So you hop in the car, you make the drive, you fill up the tank, and you get that little rush, that little feeling of victory, right? You just beat the system. You feel like a financial genius in that moment, don't you? But what if I told you that feeling, that tiny little win, is actually a trap that might be keeping you from ever building real wealth? Yeah, this is what our source material calls the smart saver trap. See, you're so laser-focused on saving those 10 cents a gallon that you are completely ignoring the massive $600 car payment that's just draining your bank account every single month. You're winning a tiny little battle, but you are absolutely losing the war. So, okay, how do we escape this trap? Well, it all boils down to two fundamentally different ways of thinking about money. And I mean they are night and day. On one side, you've got fear, and on the other, you've got return on investment.
So first, let's break down this cheap mindset. The engine driving this thing, it's simple, fear. It's the fear of spending money right now. This mindset only ever asks one question: what's the lowest possible price today? And it has total tunnel vision, completely ignoring the potential costs waiting for you tomorrow. Now, on the flip side, you have the wealthy mindset. And this isn't about avoiding spending. No, it's about making your money work for you. The entire focus shifts to return on investment, or ROI. It asks a totally different question. It asks, okay, if I spend this money now, what value is it going to bring back to me in the long run?
And when you put them side by side like this, man, the contrast is just stark. The cheap mindset, it's driven by fear, it's fixated on price, and it's totally stuck in the short term. The wealthy mindset is all about ROI, it's focused on value, and it's always playing the long game. They're like two completely different operating systems for your finances.
All right, this is all great in theory, but what does the real-world cost of a cheap mindset actually look like? Let's get into a concrete example that I think every single one of us can probably relate to.
I mean, really think about it for a second. Have you ever put off a necessary expense just to avoid opening your wallet? Come on, we've all done it. But what was the true cost of that delay?
Let's use the classic example: skipping a routine dentist visit. The appointment costs $150. You cancel it, and right there in that moment, it feels like a win. You just saved yourself $150. Hey, that's a nice dinner out. But that small, nagging toothache you've been trying to ignore, well, it doesn't just go away. And that short-term, fear-based decision you made to save money, yeah, it has a funny way of snowballing. And it often becomes
This, a $4,000 root canal bill a year later. That fear of spending a small amount of money directly led to a catastrophic, much larger expense. Your attempt to save $150 actually cost you thousands. That's the high cost of being cheap.
So, that's the problem. That's the downward spiral of cheap thinking. But what's the solution? How do we flip the script on this? It's all about shifting your perspective from just saving to investing.
So let's look at the other side of that coin. What does this wealthy, ROI-based mindset actually look like when you apply it to your life and maybe to your career?
Okay, imagine you get an opportunity to get a career certification, and it costs $500. The cheap mindset immediately sees this as a $500 loss. It's scary. But the wealthy mindset looks at the exact same number and sees a $500 investment.
And what's the potential return on that investment? Well, the process is pretty powerful. 1, you invest that initial $500. 2, you use it to acquire new, valuable skills. And 3, those skills unlock a future of promotions, new opportunities, and seriously higher long-term earnings. So when you look at it that way, that $500 isn't an expense. It's not a cost. When you calculate the potential lifetime return on that money, it is the ultimate bargain. So here's the crucial takeaway. If you remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. You have to consciously make this mental shift. Stop obsessing over the immediate cost and start analyzing the long-term return. It's about trading that small thrill of saving for the life-changing power of investing, especially when you're investing in yourself. So I'll leave you with a challenge. As you go about your week, just look at the decisions you're making with your money and your time, and ask yourself, what is one cheap choice you can consciously reframe and turn into a powerful long-term investment instead?